Hello everyone, we're the Young Dementia Oxfordshire service and this is the value of maintaining social contact presentation. So yes, who are we? So we're Young Dementia Oxfordshire, otherwise known as YDO, and Lisa, Mandy and myself are Young Onset Dementia Advisors, so YODAs. Our service consists of 148 members with young onset dementia and 177 family members. So as YODAs, we offer information and advice about young onset dementia. And we also offer ongoing support for families and people living with a diagnosis. So that can be phone calls, home visits, 6-month reviews. And we also attend the cognitive disorders clinic where we can offer our support and kind of, be there during people's consultations. We do information and signposting to other organisations and support networks. The main topic of this presentation is the groups that we run for people living with young onset dementia and their family members. And that's our service as a whole.
Okay, so this is a quick overview of the groups that we currently run in our service. So as you can see, we've got 5 face-to-face groups that we run at the moment. And we will go into detail about each of these groups further on in the presentation. But yeah, just as a quick overview, walk and talk, coffee and chat, kick and chat, and also the adapt information session. They are all for people living with dementia and their family member, carer or friend to attend with them. The cognitive stimulation therapy is for 8 sessions twice a year, and that is for people in the early to mid stages of their diagnosis. And then online we have got family members group and young minds. So the young minds is purely for the person with dementia. And then a few special projects that we run. Turtle Song is run by Turtle Key Arts. And a lot of our members join that. That's a music group. Bike and Banter is a cycling session that we're running in May. We also run pantomime and theatre trips, and last year we had a Christmas party as well for our members.
So I just want to talk very briefly about the Angela project, because this is a key to the aims and objectives of our groups. So the Angela project is a 3-year-long study which looked into young onset dementia, and it's the largest ever kind of study in the UK for young onset. And so the Angela project did interviews with people living with the young onset and family members to see what support is out there, what is needed and best practice. And from that study, they came up with some key recommendations. And those key recommendations form the basis of what we're trying to achieve in our groups and social programmes. So our aims and objectives very much fit into these key objectives. So the recommendations are that for people with young onset and their family members, they need to maintain a sense of connection through social engagements, through groups, but it needs to be in age-appropriate activities and groups. Also, people with young onset need to keep strong relationships with their family members and ideally contribute to wider society, so whether that's volunteering or engaged socially. And finally, additionally, the Angela project stated that people with young onset dementia need support to maintain their physical and mental health. They just need support to do that. They're not always able to do that on their own. So as I said, obviously our groups fit into these recommendations.
So we're just going to talk through the groups that we run. And so our first is walk and talk, and it kind of meets that kind of final objective about meeting people's physical and mental well-being. So we meet once a month at Blenheim Palace. We promote keeping active and mindful and being in nature. We take a walk around the grounds. We do different walks every month. And it really works because it's accessible and inclusive for all of our members. So whatever stage of dementia somebody is at, they are able to engage in the group. And we've had feedback from people saying how, it's very social and it's very mood lifting. It gets people out of the house. It you know, we try and encourage new members to come along, as it's a great way to meet people. And we've got a lovely quote from one of our members who said that meeting up at Blenheim Palace last week was fantastic. It was really good to see people, and I hadn't appreciated how much I had missed seeing people face to face. Zooms are a good second best, but I found it invigorating to see people, and I was on a high for days afterwards. And that's kind of regular feedback that we get, is that being able to be with each other, speak to each other, and kind of socialize with each other is really important, and can, you know, make people feel better.
Okay, so our family members group, they meet monthly online, and this is to enable them to access support without having to necessarily organise extra care for their loved one or leave them at home. And as it says, the group hopes to provide a safe space for discussion and for people to access peer support and information relevant to their situation. And you can see a few people there that we've had come along and give presentations to the group. So we've got an organisation called Carers Oxfordshire in the county, Pathways Through Dementia, who help with things like power of attorney. And we had a really good talk the other month there about assistive technology and how family members can use that to keep their loved ones safe. It allows the group members to learn from each other as well and share their experience and knowledge. And then again, we've got a lovely quote there from one of the group members. This group gave me insight into where this condition may go and helped me to prepare for what may come. I find the group supportive, and it helps to realise you're not on your own. And there is, I think, with that group, a real sense of sort of, you know, that support for each other, and knowing that you're not isolated in this. So I'm just going to quickly play a little video, and then Mandy's going to talk about our coffee and chat group.
And I just need another conversation.
Okay, so this is that was a video at our coffee and chat group. The coffee and chat group has been running for over 10 years, and we regularly get 20 to 25 people attending, which I guess speaks volumes in the fact that people keep attending and keep coming. It's basically social engagement with others. It's a chance to meet new people, to engage with people who are in a similar situation, and to share stories. And actually, it's not just about sharing stories, it's about what I would call being normal. So the venue is carefully chosen with us. We meet in a community pub. We only have coffee, but we do meet in a community pub. But it feels like people are going to a normal space that people without a diagnosis would go to socialise. So it just feels safe, and it feels normal social gathering. So the venue is very important, and especially because these people are still quite young. So it's social engagement with others, it's peer support, which again keeps cropping up. We're mentioning it almost every slide. Peer support is so important, that people can feel comfortable, relaxed, and share their experiences, or not if they don't want to, just listen to other people's. And the beauty of this is that they connect with other people who understand. That's critical, that they are able to talk to people who have similar experiences and can empathise and know where they're coming from. So we're just going to play now a little audio clip from Des, who is one of the members that comes to the group.
So Lisa, I've been coming to the Ampleforth for the last few weeks, and I'm really enjoying it. I've got lots of friends here, lots of people I know well, and I'm very fortunate having their support and their encouragement. It's good to have good people surrounding you.
Just one thing I'd like to add with this, and I think we probably all agree, the three Yodas all agree, that our role in these groups, and especially the coffee and chat, is to provide the right opportunity and create a welcoming, supportive environment. And actually with our members, they do the rest. They come and good natured and communicate with each other, and it's our role to provide that, create that warm environment and welcoming, supportive environment, and then the rest normally follows. That's copy and chat.
So moving on to Young Minds, this is an online group that is just for the person who has the dementia. So we're very conscious in our service that we like to create spaces for people, and with the family members group, that's a space for the family members to share and talk to each other, but we also provide a space for the person who has a diagnosis. So this group's online, and that's useful because it allows people who cannot travel independently. So, you know, getting to places can be an issue, so it being online makes it accessible. And it's an opportunity for people with a diagnosis to discuss issues without the person who supports them around them. Again, it's about creating a safe space where people can talk and share and you know, kind of get things off their chest, really. So it's a safe space, and people, you know, openly support each other in that environment. So again, it's that peer support coming back. So there's nothing like talking to somebody who is in the same situation as you, and that's what, you know, Young Minds is quite powerful. And it's a social group, so it avoids loneliness and isolation. And I think, you know, nobody better described our Young Minds group than one of its members, Jude, who said that it's good to be with other people who can't finish their sentences. I feel like I have found my people. And it's an interesting group because people are very nervous when they first come, but you can absolutely guarantee that they will feel very relaxed by the end of it because they have, you know, been with people who understand them and understand their condition.
Okay, so Kick and Chat is a newer group. We've decided to run this in the summer months. We ran a taster session last year for this one, and it was so successful that we've decided to make it a monthly session between April and September. Now we can do this because we've got amazing support of Oxford United, who let us use their training pitch for free, and the Oxford Rovers walking football team, who come along to help run the group, and they've also provided us with equipment to help us, you know, run this smoothly. So the group enables people at different stages in their dementia to try walking football in a safe and well-supported environment. And at the last session, one family member was talking to me and said that her husband had actually had to stop going to his walking football training as he was getting confused about which direction he was going. But she said it was lovely in this group because it didn't really matter if you forgot which way you were going. Yeah, I think it's enjoyed by people with dementia and their family members, and it lets them just get outside and be a bit more active and try a new skill if they've never tried it before. And really, this is all the brainchild of one of our members, Brian, who is a big walking football fan. He plays for Oxford Rovers, and he's helped organise a lot of this. And there's a little quote here from Brian saying, walking football is such a great way to develop skills and make new friends. I would highly recommend it for people living with dementia.
Okay, so we're moving on to Active Minds. Active Minds is a relatively new initiative of ours. So it's based on cognitive stimulation and therapy. We ran our first set of sessions in the autumn of 2022, and we're just running the second cohort now. So it's for members with young onset dementia. They attend on their own and they must be early to mid stage, and people who can participate independently. So family members may help them to get to the venue, but they certainly don't stay and don't support them throughout the session. So it's an 8-week session. It's 8 weeks, and each session each week is based on a different topic. So 1 week might be music, one week might be numbers, movement, art, etc. And obviously we have a range of activities within that week based around that theme and that topic. Normally lots of laughter, lots of fun, and again we can tailor the activities to the abilities of the group. So obviously we're encouraging people to maintain their cognitive abilities and to keep the skills and encourage them to develop skills that they've got. But also we're actively encouraging people just to try new activities. And again, we go back to that safe environment where people feel comfortable and confident to try new activities. So we do Tai Chi, and we do clay modelling, and we do all sorts of different activities that they may or may not have done before. Again, it's as well as trying new activities and keeping active, it's an opportunity for people to connect again with others who are in a similar position, and it's a safe space and to talk about their diagnosis should they feel comfortable to, and to ask any questions that they would like to ask. So it is for the person with the diagnosis. And then again, we have another quote from a lady who joined our first run through of the programme, which we felt summed it up really. So she said, I feel confidence to be myself, spirited activity that allowed me to take part and not feel stupid, the collective kindness that has grown in 8 weeks filled with joy and banter. It has made me look positively at the rest of my life. Well, I think if we've achieved that in 8 weeks, we were absolutely delighted, and we hope that it does help people to take forward perhaps one of those activities that they've tried, or to have a slightly different outlook on life, and to believe that they can do new things, that they can learn new skills, and that they can participate. So that very much sums up how we hope the groups are received.
Okay, so you've heard a lot from us about what we do and the groups that we run. We thought we would get some recordings, some more little sound bites from our group members. We've got Philip and John, who are both a person living with dementia. We've got Trish, who's a family member, and Jane, who is a carer of someone with a diagnosis. So I'll just play these for you. Bear with me, this slide's been a bit temperamental.
I think it's very important to have the opportunity to get together as individuals, and also together more broadly as members of groups. It just makes one feel that one isn't the only person who has conditions which are related to what we're working with. It's very good in terms of creating a warm atmosphere, a reassuring, secure atmosphere within which we can do other things beyond that.
Yeah, no, we both love coming to group. I suppose I saw it initially as something for John. He's very keen to come because he feels safe here. He gets to meet the peer group he got to know on Zoom when we were in lockdown. And I was surprised, I suppose, how much I get out of group as well, that I can talk to the spouses of someone with a diagnosis, and you learn so much from what they're going through, and it's nice to get to know other people with a diagnosis as well, and just sort of something safe for John to do, really.
Hi, I'm Jane, and I support Edward and bring him along to the groups every month. And from what I've noticed in the last year that I've been doing this is just the tremendous support the group gives to all the people who come, whether they're, for whatever reason they come to the group. There's a lot of laughter, a lot of good chat, a lot of conversation, and just a generally really welcoming atmosphere.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah. Do you want to do that again?
I have the feeling sort of a bit locked with where I was going, not getting very far, not really learning anything. It just gives you that, you feel more people orientated, and you just sort of get to see them, and especially when you go here and you see all these people, you've got loads of people there, it's quite a community, isn't it? But so.
Good.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's all right.
I think it's.
Okay, so obviously you've just heard from some of our members how they value our groups and what they think of them. And obviously the clip from John at the end, which I recorded, and that's the nature of the condition. Obviously, before John asked if we could do a quick practice, and he said this beautiful sentence to me, which was very clear, concise in what he wanted to say, and we set the recorder, and obviously it didn't come out quite so coherently, but that is the nature of the diagnosis as we know, and the condition. So we left that clip in. So just wanted to summarise really the value of what we feel the value of our social contact and the groups that we run. We believe, and actually we've seen many times, that coming to our groups and attending the groups can help to reduce agitation and improve mood. Quite often when people come to the groups, there is almost a palpable tension between couples, between the person with the diagnosis and the family member. It may have been a difficult morning for whatever reason. There's confusion, there's agitation, and sometimes just coming to a different environment, being with different people, talking to different people can help diffuse that tension and lift the people's mood. People can talk separately, and the family member can relax knowing that the person with the diagnosis is safe, and they feel relaxed, and we do find that it really has an improvement in mood. Obviously, we see that the group environment can help people maintain their communication skills and cognition, which is obviously very important. And also, some of our members attend independently if they're able to, and can find transport to do so. They will come independently, which again helps people to keep that going, and that's important for people to know that they're able to do that. And I think also maintaining independence and coming to group helps to improve other relationships. As we've already stated, we think that the groups reduce agitation and improve mood, and obviously this then impacts on the relationship with their family member. We quite often see people coming in to the room stressed, agitated, confused, but hopefully after a couple of hours of socialising and spending time with friends, doing an activity, they go out in a much better place, in a much better mood, and consequently that has an impact on their relationship. We know that attending groups reduces isolation, especially for those that live on their own, reduces feeling of loneliness, and hopefully reduces any depressive episodes. There's always a sense of belonging and security at our groups. Again, you know, we want people to feel safe, secure, and with people that understand them. And obviously with some of the groups where we have physical activities such as the football and the cycling and the walks, there is hopefully some impact and positive benefits to the physical health. And finally, yeah, after we've already said, all of the above increases a sense of well-being and happiness, and people hopefully can go away feeling much happier, and their well-being is looked after by attending the groups. So I think that kind of summarises the groups that we run, the variety of groups that we run, and what we see as the value of the social contact. So thank you for listening to the presentation. We now would like to invite any questions, and so please do, if you have any questions, we'd like to hear them.